Our guest today is known as Flat Earth Dave. He is a compelling figure in the realm of alternative cosmology, having left behind a successful business career to dedicate his life to unveiling what he knows to be the true nature of our world. He is also a host of the Flat Earth podcast, and he's a creator of the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app, which, if you're watching on YouTube, is demonstrating a purpose in his background. Our guest has become one of the most vocal and influential advocates for Flat Earth, challenging the conventional globe model with a blend of historical analysis, scientific inquiry, and personal experimentation. So we welcome David Weiss, aka Flat Earth Dave, to the journey.
Hey, thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me. I noticed in your background you have sort of a spinning globe with
Yeah.
all of the stuff on it. Now, spinning globes are really cool. Everybody loves them.
Mm.
Nobody wants to give up their ball, including me when I first heard about this topic. And giving up your ball means kind of admitting a lot of things that we've all grown up with, space, Star Trek, Star Wars, all of that stuff. All of that goes away, but it actually gets better and it brings you back to the center of creation. All of that stuff happens here on flat Earth.
Yeah.
So, where do you want to go?
Exactly. So my argument is, and it's going way back to how you started your research, because everyone who does topics of interest have a place on research. What made you start your research into understanding flat Earth?
Yeah. Um, I was looking into all kinds of deceptions of the world, and I had a podcast called Deep Inside the Rabbit Hole, and people started sending me flat Earth stuff, saying, "Hey, have you looked into this?" And I thought it was a joke at first, and it was amazing. I'm very open minded. I'm willing to look at all of the conspiracies out there and analyze them and say, "All right, that one's nonsense. Wow, that one makes a lot of sense." And we were unraveling a lot of the deep conspiracies of the world. But then I was forced because so many people were sending me stuff. I was refusing to look, and I asked myself, "Gee, why am I refusing to look?" And then my friend, another researcher, Sophia Smallstorm, she sent me some videos. She goes, "Dave, watch these videos, please. Just watch them." And I say, don't just watch a video and believe something. Watch a video. It might open some doors, get you to look at some things, and then go out and verify yourself. So that's what I did. I tried to prove the globe, and I couldn't. The harder I looked, the worse it got for the globe. And 10 years later, here I am talking to you, known as Flat Earth Dave. So
Yeah, and it's just, because there's been so many, and I've understood this over the years, so many theories that the world is flat, the world is, you know, like you see on a piece of paper, sometimes in illustrations where it's just stretched out into just a proportion stretched out.
well, those are different maps, different projections, and
Yeah.
we don't even have a perfect map. But as you can see here on my app, the sun goes around like a clock, and wherever the sun is, it's noon. So if I wait until the sun's over here, let's say that the time had the sun right over here, I can call my friend up in Sydney and say, what time is it? Where's the sun? He'd say the sun's right above me, and it's 12 noon. And wherever I stop it, like right now, if I knew somebody in the middle of South America, I called them. The sun's right above them right now, and it's 12 noon. So there is something truthful about the way this works. What is the sun? How do we all perceive it in the sky? That's a whole nother story. But we don't need to look up at the sun to prove the shape of the Earth. We can look around. We can measure because if the Earth is the size that they tell us, there is a rate of curvature. All right, and that curvature is required to be there if the Earth is a globe. I'll just give you a quick example here. Here's a test that we did. Now here's a lake, a frozen lake, and our guy went out there. Hold on, here we go, and he put his camera 6 inches off the ice, and then he took his truck, drove away, and he put these lights 8, 7, 6, and 5 miles away. Now, it doesn't sound like very far, right? We're just a microbe on a basketball, they tell us, right? And we wouldn't see the curvature. But according to globe math, this one should be over 30 feet below a hidden curve. When I say below a curve, you can't see my mouth because it's behind a physical curve, right?
Mm.
And so this should be 22 feet, 15 feet, and 9 feet. So they all have to be refracting up different amounts and stopping at eye level, right? That's crazy. Makes no sense. At night in the cold, no humidity. You can't. Refraction is just a bailout excuse, and they all stop at eye level. Or maybe the Earth is flat. And we're just looking at the lights.
Yeah. And I do understand that, and I can actually fit, I'm looking at the illustration now, and you can actually see it. And you do see certain images, like you're showing now, an image of outer, it looks like outer space.
This is
I couldn't believe.
120,000 feet on a balloon, and so this balloon well, was up in the air for 3.5 hours. Now the Earth is supposedly spinning at 1,000 miles an hour to the east, so that balloon should have landed to the west a couple thousand miles, but it didn't. It landed like 80 miles to the east of where it took off. So
Mm.
how did it go up? Now, when you're on there spinning on the Earth, you're spinning at the speed of the Earth. But you go up higher, you have to go faster just to keep up with the Earth because you're making a bigger circle, right?
Mm.
So somehow the balloon went up there, sped up, and landed in front of where it took off. Or
Yeah.
maybe the Earth is level and stationary, just like we see it. The sun is not 93 million miles away. It's close. Look how it's lighting up just this area right here. How come it's not lighting up as much over here? It's 93 million miles away. What difference does, I don't know, what is that, 10 miles, 50 miles, 100 miles? I don't know. This is a local light.
Mm.
What is it?
And that,
I don't know, man. We can do a 5 hour podcast and discuss what the sun is.
and if we could, I know we would be, but it's just amazing that you can see this, and also people's perception as well. Like you said, perception is about what people are, and people's got different perceptions, so it's harder for them to, you got one theory, like you got. I'm trying to think people offhand I can quote, but I can't. But it's just the element that it is for one person, another person, and it's around, no one's got the same consistent answer.
Right. And the people that fight against flat Earth, where they're the ones that are just their ego is taking over. Like, I can't be wrong my whole life, and they think this is flat Earth, a disc floating in space. If those of you listening, just Google flat Earth in space, and you'll see an image from the Flat Earth Society of a pancake Earth with water falling off the edges floating in space. This is a fake flat Earth model and a fake heliocentric globe model mixed together. So it's two fake models, and they're giving you your choice, A and B, when the truth is we live in this realm where we are the foundation, and all of the lights in the sky are local and within our Earth system. We live in a soul system. This is a system created by the Creator for souls, and we are just figuring out what it is. Right? They tell us we're spinning at 1,000 miles an hour, orbiting at 66,000 miles an hour, chasing the sun at 500,000 miles per hour, traveling 4.5 billion miles a year, never to return to where we were before. All of the other stars are doing their crazy motions, right? Most stars are binary, so they're going around each other, and some of them are trinary, so there's three stars, right? But never once in history have two stars changed position due to parallax. When you're driving down the road, all the trees change positions, right? The ones that are close go by fast, the ones that just none of the stars have ever changed, ever, never.
Yeah.
They've never changed. They'll tell you stories that we used to have a different North Star, but we actually prove that not to be the case.
Mm. And the way I look at it as well, you say about going around in circles, but in my opinion, and it's a very loose opinion, surely when you're going around in circles, you're not constantly on the same loop, because you might get knocked slightly, so you go onto another circle. Because how you describe in the illustration you're showing now, it's
Right.
saying about going around constant, but
Yeah,
it
but we're
doesn't
not
seem like
moving. But we're not moving at all. There's no movement to the Earth. The Earth is not moving whatsoever. If you look, let me just give you an idea of what the speeds are. Okay, so those of you listening, go on YouTube and search hypersonic sled track and watch this rocket sled go by. You can't even see it. It goes by at Mach 8.6. That's 8.6 times the speed of sound. It goes by so fast, it's shocking, right? So you can hardly fathom that speed, right? Can you fathom twice that speed? No, right? Can you fathom 10 times that speed? You'd have to, because the lumpy water ball, rocky earth with smooth water surrounded by air adjacent to a space vacuum, which is scientifically impossible if you think about it. Most people don't. Um, they that can't exist, but it's going 10 times. The earth is supposedly going 10 times faster than this rocket sled around the sun, and it's chasing the sun at 100 times that speed.
Yeah.
Okay. 100 times. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's impossible, right? We go out in nature and we see perfectly calm lakes, and we're supposedly doing all of these motions, and the lake is showing you. Nature doesn't lie. Water needs a container, and when it's at rest, it lies flat. There's no curve to the water. There's no curvizon. There's a horizon, a horizontal horizon.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So the thing is, again, I know we only have a little bit of time. The question that'll come up that anybody that's smart is listening, that's having each idea taken away. What about seasons? What about sunsets? If we have time, we'll go over that. Why would they lie? That's the big question. Why would they lie? And that's the best question of all. And the answer is because they're hiding who you are. They're hiding where you are. They're hiding the truth of the world. They're hiding your power. They're hiding the creator. They're hiding the fact that we are powerful beings, and they don't want us to know where we are, who we are, what we are, the power that we have, the resources that we have, the land that we have, the technology that we have, right? If they can convince you that you're on a speck spinning and spiraling through the universe in a ever expanding universe, they tell us space is expanding at like 1 billion miles a minute or something like that. What's it expanding into? Space is expanding into what? More space? Wait, wouldn't that be? It's all nonsense. And the reason people can't figure it out, they go, "I'm not smart enough." You're not stupid. It's stupid. The whole thing is stupid. And people think, well, the guy in a lab coat, my teacher, my textbook, told me this. If I had a big thick book and I called it the Book of BS, and I gave it to you and you studied it and you regurgitated it, I'll give you a diploma. You can put it on your wall. You could say you have a degree in BS, and then you can tell anyone the BS. And if they question you, you go, where's your degree? I've got a degree in BS, because that's where we get all of our information from the textbooks of the people that are controlling the world. The government, govern is to control, ment is the mind.
Yeah.
They don't
And
want us to know the true power that we have.
it's like they hide the truth because they don't want people to question further, because that is another thing. It's about the inquisitive mind that does question, and that is the consequence, because like you've shown in the illustration, prison for the mind, they suppress you into not questioning.
Right. If you believe you live on a ball, that means there's lack, means we could be danger, could taken out by an asteroid. We're running out of food, we're running out of fuel, we're running out of dinosaur juice. Come on. The whole fossil fuel thing. We're overpopulated. All of that is lies. All of it is lies. And they're trying to control humanity because they know what happens when we get together. So they want to keep us 6 feet apart, maybe farther. Maybe they want to depopulate us, and doing a good job at it right now. And they don't want us getting to the point where they can't control us. And we are literally at that tipping point. The question is, are we going to let them depopulate us? And I don't know if you looked into the Deagle report, but the Deagle report is predicting a 70% reduction in the population in America by the end of 2025.
It is true. So going into the future, because obviously we're touching about the past and present. In the future, do you think what you said about 2025 happening, but do you believe that it's going to get worse and people's perceptions going to be dampened more because of the suppression of us wanting to know the truth?
So here's the beautiful thing. People throw up their hands and go, you know what? I still have to go to work on Monday. I'm only one person. I can't fight the almighty government. I don't have the power. And the truth is, we do. One person awake is more powerful than millions of sleeping people that are trying to control you. They want to get above God. They want to get above you and above God. The only thing that goes above you is God. And if they're lucky, they can be below our feet if they serve a purpose. But right now, the government really doesn't serve much of a purpose. And so um, is it going to get worse? The question is, we have free will. They're not allowed to take it from us. So we live in this world where they literally have to tell us what they're doing. It's the most amazing place to live, right? They have to tell us what we're doing. And if we're too stupid to say no, if we're too stupid to give them a counter offer, if we're too stupid to see what they're showing us because they predictive program everything, then it's our fault. So here's the thing. The world is going to split into two worlds. There's those people that are going to go right into the 15-minute cities. They're going to be totally controlled. They're going to take their medicines every day as told. They're going to get their allotted food. They're going to travel within their 15-minute range, and they're going to be happy. They're going to have movies, and they're going to have sports games, and they're going to have all of their GMO foods. And then there's going to be those of us that say, no, thank you. And we're going to go our way and start our own society. We're going to start our own world. We're just going to be a splinter. It's kind of like, if you remember the movie Logan's Run, did you ever see that? Yeah. So
Yeah.
people, they're all in there in their 15-minute cities with their technology. Pretty cool. You know what? Like if the world does split like that and we're out doing our thing and living off the land and having our society, however technological it is or not, it might be fun to go visit that for a weekend or something, go visit it. They got some cool stuff in there. I wouldn't mind catching a good movie once in a while. But the truth is, there's way more to this world than movies, entertainment, sports games. I don't watch any sports. I don't watch any sports. I could enjoy, I'm at a party and there's a football game on. Sure, I can enjoy it. But they've convinced us that if we cheer for our team and our team wins, we won. We have a victory, right? What did you win? Your team won. Your team, the team that you root for, that you pay tons of money to watch, right? They won. What does that do for you? Right? It gives you the sense of victory, right? They convince us that, every 4 years we can pick lever A or lever B to see who's going to rule over us. Now, we just had the election here in the United States and it came out, it's like, who's better? Well, I could tell you who's worse, right? And who knows what's going to happen? I mean, they're all actors on a stage of some sorts. Do they, some of them have good ideas, things that could help us? I don't know. Maybe. I'm hoping so. So,
And it
yeah,
is that element, you said about, and it's not a political view, but you just said about, elections just happened.
yeah,
Now, the stage is set because it's happened before. That, in the term of what we're talking about, yes, it's a fresh start. So for those people who are used to that, we'll be saying it'd be good to have that fresh start again after a previous 4 years of upset turmoil. But again, everyone's different in the respect that you expect something from one person and when they go back on it.
yeah. It's the way I look at it is, for the last 4 years, we were getting poked in the eye 100 times a day. Now we're only getting kicked in the knee and punched in the chest twice a day. Okay. Right. So it seems to be better, right? It could be better. It could be a lot better. So who knows? Who knows what will happen?
The decision, the choices that will be made is when we actually see that put into place, because obviously this is the time where this date as it is now, we'll wind down from what it is now to get used to kicking in the
I
because if
don't. Yeah,
it,
maybe that's it. Maybe they just made it so bad that when no matter what he does, we'll be like, yes, this is so much better. Who knows? I don't know. Here's the thing. I don't count on them for my happiness. I don't count on them for my freedom. I am free. I don't. I'm not plugged into their heliocentric matrix. We are born into God's world with God's law, God's rules. God's law is don't interfere with anybody else. Don't take anyone's free will away. Don't kill anybody, right? Don't, mind your own business and help the person next to you. That's it. That's basically, the summarizing it. But if the government admitted that the earth was flat, then they'd have to admit that this is a God-created place, so any laws that they make would have to be in line with God's law. But instead, when you're born, they commoditize you. They give you a birth certificate. They trade you in the stock market, and they tell you live on a ball, their ball field with their ball field rules, right?
Mm.
And if you live on their ball field and you have to play by their rules, and use their fiat currency. They control you. They control the food. They control the money. They control, the money's all just made up. And that's what got me into this thing in the first place, is looking into what money is. What is money? And it's just a made up construct. It's a belief system. Hey, if I offered you $20 for that sandwich, you might go, okay, right? But if you didn't believe that $20 was worth anything, you wouldn't give me the sandwich, because the sandwich has a known value. The $20 is a piece of paper, right? Or digits now. We're trading with our phones and Venmo and whatever. But everybody believes, right? So we need to get off of their fiat currency. We need to get off of their stupid ball. We need to take our power back, understand where we live, and this world is absolute amazing place. There is nothing to be fearful of. Fear is just false evidence appearing real. FEAR. That's what it is. That's probably the only statement I've ever heard a president say. The only thing to fear is fear itself. That's a true statement. The rest is all nonsense on a stage.
So to conclude, I know you advertised it on the screen, but for the listeners who's listening in, how can they get in contact? Because I know I mentioned about your podcast, and I will put the link in the description for your podcast and YouTube channel.
So thank you. The podcast out, we're only doing very few episodes because I'm just going on so many different shows. On my website, flatearthdave.com, you can find the app there. It's a $3 app. There is an $11 a year subscription if you want to join the social media part. I have a dating site, a dating thing on it where you can find other like-minded people. There's a friend finder. There's Old World. I don't know if you've looked into the Old World stuff. That's amazing. You hit the Griffin button right here I'm pointing at. That'll bring you to the Old World section. And in there have you looked into Old World at all?
Yeah, I have.
Have you watched Old World Order yet by Sean Hitler?
Not yet, but I'm going to.
It's on my website. The link, there's a big banner on my website. You don't even need to get the app. It's right there. Just watch that. And then the red one here is My Lunch Break. That guy is amazing. Watch his stuff. There's buildings in your own town, wherever you are, that are Old World Tatarian or Old World buildings, whatever you want to call them. And trying to figure out, what happened. I think there was a reset around 1750. They repopulated the world with children everywhere. You know about the orphan trains, right? Like children showed up everywhere on trains. Like, where did they come from? They have no recollection of who their parents are. Again, I wasn't there, but it's just something to really start looking at this world. And about the flat Earth, for those of you that are just going, I can't believe it. There's the FAQ page. Why the Lie is my favorite section, and there's a great. The first video in that section is amazing. But on each one of these buttons, there's all sorts of there's dozens and hundreds of videos that Google will never let you see. They'll never just send you one of those. They'll never, like, you search for something. They're going to give you the propaganda video. They're not going to let you see these. So this bypasses the algorithm, and that's the main reason I made the app. It has so many other features on it, but I'm not going to just stand here and talk about it. You can just check it out on my website, flatearthdave.com. And if you're not ready to get the app, go to my website, scroll down until you see a big picture of me standing, and it says Crash Course. Click that. And there's a list of videos, and it's actually the same list that's in the More Resources section under full-length videos, FE movies. And it's some great documentaries on flat Earth that'll really bring you up to speed. And I challenge people. I offer 3 Bitcoins for 1 globe proof, but you have to either watch the daily video every day for a couple of weeks or watch the first 5 videos in that list. That's on my website for free. And then if you could send me 1 globe proof, I'll give you 3 Bitcoins. And as of last night, after the election, that would be $225,000. Okay, but don't start spending your winnings yet, because the Earth is flat. You're not going to get any money.
Yeah. So thank you for joining me today. And like you said, flatearthdave.com, and I hope people will take some interest in this, and hope that they will partake and engage with your work.
That last thing I want to say, do not believe anything I say. Go verify everything, right? Over time, we've adjusted some of the things that we said. I used to say a flight from Santiago to Australia is impossible on flat Earth because it's too far. But we found out the flight does exist, but we found out how they do it. They have planes that go faster. They have heat resistant paint on them. And we found out at the altitudes they fly, there's like 350-mile-an-hour tailwinds. So 650-mile-an-hour plane with a 350-mile-an-hour tailwind will get there in the perfect amount of time that the globe would predict. And guess who handles all the flight routes? That would be NASA. That'd be NASA. Can I show you one flight route before we go?
Yeah, you can.
So on the images section, I'm just going to type in Argentina. So this is the flight from New Zealand, right? So New Zealand, Australia is right around the corner, and then Santiago right here, and then you got Antarctica down here. The route would just be right there.
Right, close, yeah.
But instead, it goes all the way up to San Francisco, across the equator. Then it goes to Texas, then all the way back down to Argentina. And if you look at it on a flat Earth, it's New Zealand, San Francisco, Houston, Argentina. It's a straight line. Weird, right? Weird, right?
It is. But it does make sense when you look at that illustration, how that is, because like you said, it does look straight. The fact is, you go the long way around. And even when I came to America to live, I went the long way around instead of across the straight. So,
right. And if you just type in Southern for Southern flights, there's a whole bunch of examples of flight routes that make no sense on a globe. So again, just beware that once you put this up on YouTube, the trolls will get there before I even get there. They'll comment on everyone's comment saying that I'm a grifter. They love the word grifter. I'm here just shilling an app that doesn't work. And what else? And that there's the flat Earth has been disproven and the globe has been proven, but they will never offer you a globe proof. And if you look at their channels, they're completely empty channels. Weird. They created a channel just to follow me to every interview to tell you that it's not true. So they're actually waking up more people than they're not, because people are like, wait a minute, why is this person doing this? I don't know. Do you spend your day following people that you hate?
Yeah.
I don't.
I do, but I then tend to shut off from that because I use particular social medias and I think, why are they following me? And I think, how true are they? So I tend to look and then I disengage.
Awesome. Thanks, Dave. FlatEarthDave.com. It's easy. Everything's there. Follow me on X. I'm FlatEarthDaveX, but all the links are on my website, FlatEarthDave.com.
Right. Thank you for sharing your journey with us today.
Thank you.